Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today for another card making tutorial, and we are using Pretty Perennials again. I so love this stamp set. If you haven't seen it, this is it. So much you can do with it. So I've already done a whole bunch of cards with this. And here we go again with another one. So again, trying to think of different ways to present the flowers and things like that. So this is what we're aiming for today. So this was very much a mock-up. Didn't really like this combination of colours, so I went back to the Flirty Flamingo and what's that, Petal Pink. It didn't really work with the Blushing Bride, so I went with it and created the sample. We've got soft sea foam for the leaves and a few little rhinestones there. So this is the thing we're leaping off today. I'm going to change the colours and we're going to go into the yellows. So I've already got a white card base and I have a piece of So Saffron cardstock, which is 3 3/4 by 5.5, and a piece of white, which is 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, so that's what we're working with. We're going to be using this piece of card to do some stamping on, and I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper because we need to mask off a portion in the middle. Okay. So what I did was, where is the stamp? There it is. The happy stamp. I actually used my grid paper and I worked out that it's about 1.5 inches wide. Well, the block is 1.5 inches, okay? So that's the width of the section we're going to mask off in the middle here. I just need to grab my masking tape, which I forgot to leave out. This is post-it label tape, so it is nice and low tack, and I'm using the grid paper just to give me a point where I can decide where I want that first strip of tape to go. Let's try and keep the card straight, and I'm using a line there. I'll just this isn't a particular measurement, I'm just eyeballing where I think it will look nice and going across to meet that line on the other side. So this is 1.25 inches, I think. How many squares? Oh, hang on, I'm on the centimetre side, that's why. Is it 1 inch? Yeah. Oops, a daisy. So we're going to put another strip below that. Should have used the inches side. So what I will do is put my block over there, and we want to come down another 3 squares, I think, and then we're coming down to about there. This is only approximate anyway, so use the inches side if you're going to work in inches, and if not, then measure it in centimetres and go with it. Okay, so that's our centre portion masked off, so that we can do our background. So the first thing we're going to do is use a little bit of So Saffron and a blending brush, just to give us a little bit of interest in here. So I'm just going to go over that real light. It's just to give a foundation for the rest of the stamping, really. I'm kind of going in a semicircle there, so a bit further up on the sides, like so. Taking away most of that ink, and we'll do the same at the bottom. That's come out a little darker, so I'll put a bit more over there, and that is it. It's just a little foundation for it for us to stamp on. Okay, we'll stay with the So Saffron and we'll add the little solid flowers. And I think what we'll do is we'll start in the middle with this one. You want to press nice and hard over the edge of that masking paper so that you get the image stamping nicely. And I'm rotating the stamp so that we get a different part of it showing. And we're going to go off the edges and stuff. Okay, same at the bottom. So I'm doing 5 of these flowers, but odd numbers always look better. Okay, so that's what we've ended up with, and I'm going to allow those to dry while we add the leaves. Okay, we're using Perennials ink for that, and we'll add those little green leaves. I love just using stamps to build up these images. It's a really, really lovely stamp set. Just going to work the edge of that because I managed to get a finger mark on the original because I had some excess ink. So we're just adding those leaves here and there just to add some interest. Same at the bottom. I hope you can't hear my stomach rumbling. And then one over here somewhere. Okay, I think that will be fine. So now those saffron flowers are dry, we can now go over the top with pumpkin pie and add that outline image. So if you stamp over the top of these when the ink is still wet, the colours kind of sink into each other and they're less defined. So it's good to let that dry. That hasn't exactly lined up, but I am not going to worry about it. And I think that's this one. I tend to go for this sort of, there's like a petal that's just got like, it's kind of higher on one edge than it is on the other. And I tend to use that as my orientation for this. So I think that goes at the bottom. Just be careful if you're twizzling the stamp in your hand over your work. Just be careful you don't drop it. These kind of things, it's often easier to rotate the paper, but because we've got it all sort of taped down, that isn't as convenient on this occasion. Okay. Slight tapping on the ink pad. Like so. Okay, so that is our stamping around the edges done. Just wiping that ink off that stamp before I put it away. And now we just want to carefully peel back this tape. It is low tack, so it should come off no problem. If you pull back on itself, it's less likely to tear as well. So there we are. There's our stamped background, and so you can see that that hazy sort of yellow gives us a nice defined line, even where the flowers have missed it, so just here and there. Okay, so I am going to bring in cinnamon cider. one of the in colours to stamp the sentiment, and I'm actually going to put the birthday in place first, okay, because I want that to be in the right position, which is somewhere about there, and it's nice and straight and everything. If I try to do it the other way around, which I've done on my other samples, just run the risk of that not fitting where it needs to go, because I definitely wanted it in that white space. And then this we can just fit around it, and I don't mind if this goes into the edge of the border. I think it looks cute, so I think that's okay. There we are. Cute. Cute. I think that looks lovely. And all we need to do now is layer it up, okay, and maybe add a bit of bling, because we like a bit of bling. So a bit of Stampin' Seal, we're going to keep it flat. That doesn't happen very often on my cards, keeping things flat. So a few lines of the Stampin' Seal across there is more than enough to hold that in place. I think the cinnamon cider would have been a nice layer on this one, actually. Whoops-a-daisy. And then we can add that to the card base. Like so, just making sure all the three edges are straight, and then the top edge should be fine. There we are. Only thing left to do is add some rhinestones, which always look pretty. Just give you a finishing touch to your card, just using the smallest ones there just to tie in everything in a little triangle like so. There we are, and that's it. Dead easy. And of course, so many different colours that you could use. Hope you've enjoyed that. As always, the description bar will have all the direct links to the particular products I've used today, as well as a link to the shop in general. Don't forget to check out the celebration offers and the superb joining offer too. Okay, thanks everybody for joining me today. Do stay safe, won't you? And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.